Now, coming back, viewers, the other aspect, Pax Silica, Greenland, the standoff, Transatlantic, and where does Bharat now stand? Should this be something that we should take seriously and look at this and consider towards our advantage? And is there a Pax Silica, when I say Pax Silica, is perhaps a loose alliance along with the Americans for a share of the rare earth minerals? EU leaders will be convening an emergency meeting on Thursday to discuss Trump's tariff threat over Greenland. This comes days after Trump vowed to slap tariffs on EU members Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands and Sweden, and non-members Britain and Norway unless Greenland is ceded to the US. Earlier in the day, US President Donald Trump sent a message to Norway's Prime Minister Jonas Gahr questioning Denmark's sovereignty over Greenland and argued that neither Denmark nor existing security arrangements could protect the territory from major powers. Asserting his role within the Western military alliance, Trump claimed, "I have done more for NATO than any other person since its founding, and now NATO should do something for the United States." He added, "The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland." Listen in.
We don't take Greenland. Russia or China will take Greenland. And I am not going to let that happen.
Is there any deal they can offer you? Either like
yeah, sure. I'd love to make a deal with them. It's easier. But one way or the other, we're going to have Greenland.
Going back to our guests, General Pandey, that Baltic region and that entire round, along with Greenland being a huge base for minerals, gold, rare earth, all under the ice, these are all oil of the future, or say treasures of the future. Now, it's critical for America to retain control. Trump is saying that China or Russia may move in, and the European Union is ill-equipped to defend that. Where do you see this going?
I think too much of a focus has only been put on the resources itself. But we also need to see the shipping lanes which are coming about with the melting of snow around Greenland. If you look at China, when you're trying to contest China or you want to box in China, the Americans want to box in China, they are controlling all the routes which are flowing out from China to various places of world where resource and the market are both accessible. And this melting of snow, which is taking place very fast in Arctic, allows opening of avenues to move. So while these resources, the strategic resources, especially for the semiconductors, are future. This is a very smart move, I think, and they have been talking of not, it has come in the news today, only because the way Trump has been talking about it. Otherwise, Pax Silica has been a work in progress for quite some time. If he has not been speaking the way he's been speaking in terms of diplomatics, of putting a tariff or linking it to his Nobel Prize and stuff like this, I think if they had done it slightly more silently, smartly, the Europeans would have agreed to this facet. The second is that he doesn't actually have to put tariff or stuff. I think he's got enough money, and the Greenland Greenlanders are in any case not very happy with the Danish guys, the way they've been looking after. It's a distant place, the money is flowing into Denmark. The people who are staying in Greenland are not actually, the Nordic people are not actually being looked after well enough. If he really virtually wants to buy and the Americans have not done it once. They have done it a number of times. By just sheer voting will happen, they'll buy off the people, and thereafter you'll find that the Greenland will voluntarily want to join US. I think it's a national security interest. He's taking that step. It may not be right? But the fact of the matter is that even when international organizations were there, might was always right that point of time. European Union, NATO, US, they work together to actually substitute the entire world. Today, unfortunately for them, the Chinese rise has taken place. There's a multipolarity because of a large number of incorrect investments of the Americans. And this possibly he's trying to correct for the future generation of
Okay, here's what
America.
I'm saying. There is a conversation that is going to happen with the EU on the trade deal. Do you see the EU signing that trade deal faster now, Dr. Tarakarta, with Bharat? The other thing is, when Pax Silica happens, should Bharat just wait for this to play out?
Listen, I just want to say one thing about this Chinese, Russian peasants and all this stuff that has been around for some time.
Yeah.
right?
Russian subs, nuclear subs have also been seen in this region,
Yeah.
patrolling this region, quietly going around and surveilling. Chinese subs have moved in this region, yes.
Chinese research vehicles, we know those research vessels, right? They
Yeah.
come hanging around our south coast. They have also come there, 5 of them, first time, 5 of them. That is there. But the point is, way back in 2018, some of the biggest US businessmen told Trump that you have to buy Greenland. They started investing in Greenland. From way back from then, this is about money. Okay, this is about getting that exactly as you said, those rare earths. And the Europeans also are doing, it's a fight between these two giants for the rare earths of that area, which is, I think it's not larger than China, but it comes pretty close. So that is the basic part of it. Where do we come in terms of Pax Silica? I don't know if there's a Pax at all. I mean, if we say Pax, we're talking about a peace between, I mean, here are these two people sort of fighting over this land. Where is the basic rules-based order? What happened to it? Right? And we will come in, more interestingly, we will be in terms of our workforce, in terms of the talent, the brains that you have. In terms of rare earth, I think it's high time the government, did what the US did long back, made a list of the rare earth elements that you most need, where you get it from, what we need in the future, list it out and then proceed. And make it public. This is what we're looking at. But this is now a huge battle, and it's a very, very, what shall I say? It's a very camouflaged battle. I don't think China or Russia comes into it in actual terms. This is hard money.
Yeah, it is hard money, but there is also a geopolitical importance that this place has, along with, of course, the future resources. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, we should have the Greenland map also for our viewers to understand the reason why Trump is whipping up this entire security sentiment. Yes, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra.
Well, there are two issues. One is Pax Silica, the other is Greenland. Pax Silica was set up sometime late last year at American initiative, and India was kept out initially. But later on, we've been included, and the meetings, next meetings will have India represented in it. And it's an important development because it's going to really have a determining role on the rare earths and the role of, the chips and so on, the entire technological marvels of the world. As far as Greenland is concerned, Nestara is absolutely right. Actually, it was a gentleman called, or a person called Ronald Lauder, who's the owner of Estee Lauder, who's a buddy of Trump for long, long years. He is the one who suggested during his first term that let's concentrate on Greenland. Sadly for him, Trump could not fulfill that promise to his friend. But this time, he reminded him again on a golf course, and Trump agreed that this time I'm not going to let it be. So that is why he's going hammer and tongs on Greenland.
Right.
As far as Russian subs and Chinese subs passing through area or seas close to Greenland is concerned, the simple reason is the ice has melted there, and it has made it easier for those subs to travel through that area or penetrate that area. The second thing is that Greenland is strategically important because the distance from American point of view to the Asian part gets reduced if missiles can fly over Greenland, which they cannot if aircraft can fly over Greenland, which they cannot in case it's a sovereign independent territory. But that is besides the point. Trump's interest, as he said very candidly once, that if I see a corner and see it good for my building, I'll grab it. And Greenland, he added, is a huge territory. So one lesson is never elect a businessman or a builder businessman as the president of a country, because he sees everything from commercial angle. But is that even the strategic part of it, is that enough reason to grab another territory?
No, but Greenland
And
has
if we-
Greenland has been under a subject of discussion under successive presidents, if my memory serves me right. And America has often toyed with the idea of buying out Greenland because of its strategic import. Even more so now because of the resources that lie underneath the ice. Whether they can mine them, use them is another part, and how effective and how expensive it's going to be is another part. But the only nation that has the kind of money to be able to do that and pull that out, to be able to sell it and share it with the rest of the world, again, is the Americans, other than the Chinese. Yes, Dr. Tarakarta, I have to wind up. I've run out of time because I've run out.